Hailrazer here again. As promised, I'm showing you my new Sega Genesis portable. I call it the GeniMini. I didn't put as much thought and effort into this one as I did my Nintendo 64 or my Dreamcast portable. What happened, I was bored one day and had a bunch of parts laying around, so I decided to throw this together. I made it out of a Sega Genesis 3. It's the last Sega Genesis that Sega put on the market in the United States, and it was very small, so I could fit the board in with just a little bit of cutting some of the edges of the board off. I also used a case from www.polycase.com. It's called the AG-85. This is what it looks like. It's just basically a small case for handheld applications. I flipped it around and used the back side of it instead of the front side. I used a Sony PS1 screen. I LED modded it with 4 LEDs in the corner so that I could cut the top of the board off. Otherwise, it wouldn't have fit in the case. For the brightness and volume buttons, I used a simple tack switch, a 4mm by 4mm tack switch that has an extra long, here it is, that has an extra long switch on the end of it. The buttons here I got from Radio Shack. They're just momentary push buttons. You push them in, they make contact, you let go, and they stop. I use that for the A, B, and C, and the select button. The D-pad was just a miniature D-pad I took from an old controller that I had and put in. I put 4 tack switches underneath it for the directions. On the bottom here I have a charging jack for the batteries inside, and I have a push button for power on and off. You look on the back of the case, you can see that I have 2 speakers, the left and right there. Also, I used camcorder batteries for this one, Lithium-Poly batteries. They come in a little package like this. They're for your Sony camcorders. Like this one's a 2000 milliamp battery. And what I did is I cut it open and took the cells, individual cells out. They're 3.7 volt cells, and I put 2 of them together to get 7.4 volts, and that powers this. And the ones that I had, I think, were around 4,000 amp batteries. So I think this will last around 3.5 to 4 hours. I haven't really worn it out yet, so I don't know for sure. But that's basically the unit here, what it looks like. Let me go ahead and turn it on. We're playing our Sega Genesis with Sonic 1 in it. And as you see, you have the volume buttons. It gets pretty loud. And then brightness buttons can go up as bright as you want it. There's the demo. So let's get it started. And of course, on the Sonic game, these buttons all do the same thing. Oh, great. Nothing very complicated about Sonic. Simple, fun game. Unfortunately, I really don't have too many Sega Genesis games right now. So it's not a lot I can show you. Of course, that's Sonic. I think I have another one here called, oh, let's see what it's called, Dynamite Headdy. So, pop it in. And I really don't even know if I've played this one, so we'll give it a try. I'm shooting my head at this guy. I don't know if it's doing any good. and he's eating all my friends. Well, either I'm not doing something right, or I have no chance at saving my friends. But anyway, that gives you the basic idea. We'll let that run in the background. Like I said, I was sitting around one day and just decided to throw one together. Basically, it took me about 24, 25 hours of work to do this. What I had to do is, first I cut the screen out and then filed and sanded the edges down. The screen comes in from behind and sits in and then is epoxied in there around. The buttons, of course, you just drill out the holes, set the buttons in. They have a nut on the other side. These buttons are, you drill out the little hole, push them through, and then I had to hot glue these because I couldn't use epoxy on them because it would have covered the whole button. So I just glued them in there. Then I ran the wires from that tack switch to the screen, to the matching buttons on the screen. This was a little more complicated. You have to take a little piece of breadboard, they call it, and you have to put your 4 tack switches on it. Then you have to center the controller on there and then find a way to mount it, which I use 4 little posts to hold it there. And then, of course, as with any project that has a cartridge slot, you a lot of times have to relocate the cartridge slot. So if you look in here, I don't know how well you can see from the camera shot, but you see my wiring in here. I had to rewire it, turn it around, put screws in to hold it. So this is held in there. And underneath you can see the Psone board under there. And I don't know if you can see it, but there's one battery on this side and one battery over on this side. So that's basically it. It was a lot of fun to do. Very simple project. My kids enjoy it. I enjoy it. And I'm in the middle of making another one now. So until next time, this is Hailrazer, and thanks for watching my video.